Welcome back to another episode. Today's topic is life. Life. It's that period between when you're born and your eventual death. And there's nothing that kind of gets more folks more off the subject than death. That's something that no one's really looking forward to. There's more of a fear of it than anything else. But if anything, it's not something that should slow you down by any stretch of the imagination. I know there's a lot of different things going on right now, folks in a number of different situations, but what's most important is what life itself actually represents. And all death really is, it's a deadline. It pretty much says if you're going to get something done while you're alive, this is when you need to get it done by. Unfortunately, and it's probably a good thing, you don't know when that time actually is. And so with that, some folks don't really have a real sense of urgency. They just kind of live every day just in a set of routines, right? And even if they're routines that they don't like or they detest, it's like I just have to get through this and then maybe I get to the finish line of something I actually want. But that's not what life's about. Existence is very different, but then again, it's different for different people. And so I wanted to share a little story today in regards to what I actually kind of see life being. I remember being a kid and thinking about what's the meaning of life, and always like looking into a movie and watching real intently when a message was being shared as far as this is the meaning of life. And then you'd be like waiting, and it's like it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and it would always be something that wasn't being answered or wouldn't be answered, or would be incredibly simple, kind of having like scratching your head like really that's what it's all about. And so the big thing there is no one can give you that definition of what it is. If anything, I'm sharing what I believe. I believe the meaning of life actually is, but it's different for each individual. So if there's anything I hope you get from this, hopefully it's asking that question of what's most important to you or what's the meaning of your life, why are you actually here? And with that, I know, again, didn't always get those questions answered from the movies, and was always saying that, you know what, the meaning of life is to be happy, is to be fulfilled. It's sort of like all these various things, but it's different for different people. And if I had a wish, again, this is sort of just came to me recently, is if I had a wish, I would wish the same thing for you that I actually wish for my kids. And it is to know and understand and to develop your gifts. So everyone that was put on this earth has a gift of one sort or another. And unfortunately, most folks don't actually understand or know what those gifts actually are. Some folks believe that they don't have a gift or a strength, and that may be because they're in the wrong environment, where someone is not appreciating them for what their strengths actually are. So to not know what your strengths are or to believe that they are something that they are not are both travesties, because there's no one like you that's ever going to be in existence again. And if you don't share the gifts you actually have, everybody misses out. And that's kind of the big thing. But you have to understand the magnitude at which people actually miss out. And so I remember, just in my own circumstances, I was forced to retire at age 35. And I'll be 40 this year. And so for the last 5 years, I've been trying to figure out what is my purpose. I was, in a good job, good environment, or so I thought, and things just changed drastically. So I had to figure out how am I going to support my family, how am I going to do all these various things, because I hadn't actually done them before. So talk about stepping out of your comfort zone. I had to take a huge leap out of my comfort zone, right? And what I found is it was my strengths that actually saved me. The two strengths that I have that I not only determined that they are mine to share and to give to the world, but I've had other folks actually share that with me, is being not only an engineer that sees and understands details, but also a teacher that can simplify messages and share them to various folks with different backgrounds and different understandings. And so those are my two strengths. And with that, I've learned that everyone should have a profession and you should have a business. And the business piece is actually important, and unfortunately they don't actually teach enough of that. But profession is something that you hear all the time. But unfortunately with the profession you also hear of, let's say, a compensation tied with it. But the way that I look at a profession is something that you love to do, and you would do it even if you weren't paid for it. You're not doing it for the money. And that's incredibly important, because that's a gift that honestly just keeps giving. And so for me, that profession is being a teacher. So I put as much content as I possibly can out there. Every time I have an idea or a message, I want to make sure I share it. Now, in regards to the business side, that's where engineering comes in. I create systems. I understand how systems actually work. And with that, that can be an incredible gift that I can actually share with the world. Not only in coming up with my own systems, but understanding some of the most complex systems that exist out there that people just have not been taught. So if I can take a system, understand how it works, and actually teach it to people, I'm fulfilling my gift. That's what I was actually meant to do. And so that's why I've been putting out these videos regularly. And it's been so impactful to me that I've actually been able to wish that essentially for my family. My big idea was I had to know and understand not only my own gifts, but other people's gifts. And so I know for a fact that my wife is an awesome networker. That is something that's actually my weakness. And so with her expertise, with networking and everything like that, that has helped me leaps and bounds in understanding what I actually need to do in order to grow my reach. And also she's huge passion for cooking and food. And so that's one area that I actually forego if I'm actually working on a project. I'll not eat, I'll not sleep until I actually get to the finish line. But she actually sustains me. She makes sure I actually get fed, and not only any food, but great food. And my son's the very, very same way with that. And it's funny, I always talk to my son like, someday you're gonna make someone really, really happy, especially when he irks the mess out of me. And as a parent, that's gonna happen. But he was brought into our lives in order to make us laugh. He does so many things that not only make me feel uncomfortable, but uncomfortable to the point of laughter, right? So it took me a while to kind of figure that out, but I appreciate it because I know he's going to be able to do the same thing for other people. And then as far as my daughter, she's coming up with some doozies of projects. I can see her being an inventor of some of the most impactful things that will ever hit this world. And I can see it in her already at age 5. And so being able to see that and understanding your gifts, but not only other people's gifts as well, it just puts you somewhere else. And if I look at the meaning of life is to get through the tough circumstances so you actually see and understand what's actually worth it. And so for all the things that you actually do that you want, they're within your reach, they're within your grasp. And I want to make sure that you know and understand that. Don't let anybody tell you can't do what you put your mind to. I'm living proof of that. I know you can be just the same if you're not doing it already. And just want to make sure you got that message. So no matter where you are in your life, knowing that you are in the driver's seat, you can take it anywhere you would like to go. And again, I hope you appreciate the message. I hope you give a shout out or some comments if that's something that resonates with you or something that you wanted to share. So again, I'm catching you late tonight, but this is a message that came to me and I just had to share it with you. So I hope you know or you can learn what your gifts are. And if you have any particular questions on how to do that, send me a shout. All right, catch you on the next clip. Bye.